Hello everybody and welcome to the Sunday race preview for the 2019 French Grand Prix. We've got the two Mercedes who have locked out the front row of the grid for the 63rd time in their history, and it is now a new record in Formula One. Ferrari, Williams and McLaren only ever managed 62, and now Mercedes have done 63. Let's take a look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship coming in to Paul Ricard. After the controversy in Canada, in North America, we're back to mainland Europe. It's round 8, the French Grand Prix at Le Castellet Paul Ricard. As I said, it is round number 8 of this already incredible 2019 season, which has seen Mercedes dominate every single race so far. But next weekend is our first back-to-back in the years. We get the Austrian Grand Prix, then it's the British Grand Prix, Germany and Hungary, the summer break, then Belgium, Italy, the flyaways, Singapore, Russia, Japan, the Americas with Mexico, USA and Brazil, and all rounding out on December the 1st in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton sauntering away with 3 victories on the bounce and 5 in 2019. He has a 29-point advantage to Valtteri Bottas in second, and Sebastian Vettel, with that penalty last time out in Canada, means he's now ahead of Max Verstappen, but just on 100 points. He's 62 behind Lewis Hamilton. Yet to score, Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica. And all that means for Rocket Williams Racing is that they have nil points coming into France. The battle for the midfield is close between Racing Point, Toro Rosso and Haas, along with Alfa joining the battle, but Mercedes lead the way at nearly 300 points. So let's take a look then at what happened in qualifying on Saturday for the French Grand Prix of 2019, and we'll start as ever with qualifying 1, which saw Grosjean knocked out as the track evolution created late drama in the session. Drivers, however, didn't waste time getting out on track early on in the session. Qualifying started with 18 minutes segment qualifying 1, with all 20 cars going out, and the end released the slowest 5 drivers. The biggest surprise was Romain Grosjean to be eliminated from qualifying. He struggled all weekend in front of his home crowd. He made a mistake at turn 8 and 9, which meant he had to back out of his lap, having set a personal best in the first sector. It was a big price to pay as well to be eliminated from the qualifying session. Moving further back down the grid, he was joined early on by Danny Kvyat in the Toro Rosso. In the closing minutes, he decided to come into the garage as well and just end it there. It was no real loss though, as he was set to start for the back of the grid anyway, due to a new set of penalties coming into this weekend. Moving on, we see Racing Point's Sergio Perez popped into 6th at the last second of qualifying. However, his teammate Lance Stroll, as usual, was eliminated from qualifying. He is now 12 qualifying 1s in a row he's been eliminated from. Absolutely unbelievable. The two Williamses, George Russell and Robert Kubica, set the back of the grid. Verstappen was just scraped through in qualifying 1 with 13th place. So, knocked out in the session were Kvyat, Grosjean, Stroll, Russell and Kubica. Moving on to qualifying 2, and Hülkenberg failed to make the cut in front of Renault's home crowd. A disastrous race for them. Saw the fact that as temperatures continued to soar at Paul Ricard, it was the Pirelli tyres on the mediums that just weren't working. They were faster on the 3 compounds, but they still weren't getting the grip. The top teams had an eye on getting through on the medium tyre anyway to start the race with, as we know. What we said in free practice 2 was that the soft compound tyre just doesn't work as a race tyre for as long. So, everyone qualified on the medium tyre. McLaren's impressed with Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz 5th and 7th respectively. Ricciardo made his way through all 3 on the mediums as well. A little spin for Hülkenberg at 8-9 sequence and ended up 13th and eliminated. Albon missed out by just 0.02 of a second from Pierre Gasly as well, as Kimi Räikkönen, Sergio Perez and Kevin Magnussen, the others to face the boot. We lost Albon, Räikkönen, Hülkenberg, Perez and Magnussen from qualifying 2. And we'll move on to qualifying 3 then, which saw Vettel fail to deliver as Lewis Hamilton takes yet another pole position in Formula 1. Hamilton laying down a brilliant marker with his first effort, a tenth of a second faster than Valtteri Bottas, and Charles Leclerc more than half a second back as well. On the second run, Bottas, the man with the most pole positions in 2019 heading into this race with 4, made a mistake early on, easing the pressure on Hamilton, but the Brit was behind on track as well. He improved his second sector time, but couldn't improve the overall time. Apologies if the wind is knocking the camera. It really is actually quite strong where we are here. And if you can hear it with the microphone as well, we apologise. So the Briton of Lewis Hamilton put it on top, a tenth over a second improved overall. Leclerc needed... Leclerc wanted a tow from Sebastian Vettel, but Vettel wasn't going fast enough, so Leclerc was a bit compromised, but Leclerc never really looked likely to challenge the Mercedes anyway, but secured third place. He's been third all weekend across every session, so it's remarkably consistent from him. Teammate Vettel couldn't match him, ended up 7th as well. The story of the day there was McLaren securing their best qualifying result since Jenson Button's second place at the wet-dry 2016 Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. Lando Norris, as I said, was 6th best time, his career best as well. 9,000 slower than the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, though, in 5th. Sainz slotted into 7th. Ricciardo, running the Renault B-Spec engine, was 8th. Gasly 9th, and Giovinazzi out-qualified his teammate in 10th place as well. It looks to be a very interesting one for this race. Let's take a look at the grid for the French Grand Prix. So Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position with his teammate Valtteri Bottas alongside. Mercedes with a record-breaking 63rd front row start lockout. Row 2, Charles Leclerc starts 3rd. He's been 3rd all weekend in every session, and he's alongside Max Verstappen. Row 3, Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz, McLaren's best qualifying since 2016 in Austria. Row 4, Sebastian Vettel, one of his worst qualifyings of the year, alongside Daniel Ricciardo. And Row 5 sees Pierre Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi. Row 6 sees Alexander Albon and Kimi Raikkonen. Row 7, Nico Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez. Row 8, Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean. Row 9, Lance Stroll and Robbie Kubica. And on Row 10, both penalties for Danny Kvyat and George Russell for additional power unit elements used. So they start at the back of the grid. So the weather for this race looks to be cloudy with no chance of rain. So that means in terms of the pit stop predictions, well, the one stopper is the fastest. If anyone starts on the medium compound tyre, they can go between lap 22 and 27 and take the hard compound tyre on until the end of the race. If they are starting on the soft compound tyre, they can only go to lap 14 to 16, then take the hards to the end of the race. And a much slower, but if there's a safety car, it might play in as a bit faster, a two-stopper. For those starting on the soft compound tyre, to go to lap 5 to 8, then take on a set of mediums, pit around lap 22-27, and then go to the end of the race as well on those. So, it looks more than likely, for everyone starting in the mediums, it's going to be a one-stop race. So, it should be a little bit more interesting, but tyre degradation is playing a factor. So, we won't truly know the pace until the race. So, let's just say a one-stopper with the option of 2 looking more likely. So, we'll be back on Wednesday for the Grand Review podcast as well. And also stay tuned next week for some F1 2019 gameplay in the career mode as well as we go through that from now on. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe below, as we're going to have a lot more features coming up in the next few weeks. We'll be back though next Thursday for racing coverage of the 2019 Austrian Grand Prix, the first back-to-back weekend for Formula 1. So we'll be back next Thursday for the Thursday preview for Austria. From us all here though, enjoy the race, enjoy Sunday, and it's bye for now.